welcome back to the third episode of the Love of Fighting podcast. And we're joined by one of the top flyweight fighters, Malcolm X Gordon. Malcolm, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me on the show. I really appreciate it.
It's so great that we have you on the show. You're one of the top flyweights out there. You're coming off an impressive victory over Francis Sniper Figueiredo. I call him Davidson's alter ego, by the way. I don't know why. He just looks like Davidson's alter ego. So you're coming off a great victory. Yeah, someone on Instagram said he looks like Davidson's alter ego, and that just stuck with me. And I call him Davidson's alter ego.
Yeah.
So how was the fight, man? Did it go as you expected to? Of course, you got the win, but how was the fight?
You know what? I'm still super disappointed in my performance. I think I could have done a lot better. So, but you know, I did enough to get the win, and that was that's it. You know what I mean? Like, he's a lot tougher than he looks. He's an extremely tough opponent. And I think it just gets tougher. Like the fights get harder and harder from here on out. And I got to just stay sharper and sharper and continue to get sharper to stay competitive. These guys are good, man. So
yeah, he's great, but he looked like his brother in the fight with you. And it looked frozen. He wasn't throwing any strikes. He was hesitant. He wasn't throwing. It looks like he was frozen. Same with Davidson. Do you think that's the problem that they're having in the camp? That's the game plan that stay there and wait for counter shots, or it's their fighting styles? Because we haven't seen them. We haven't seen much out of Francis, and Davidson looked really different. Do you think that's that was their game plan in their most recent fights?
Like I hope not. You know what I mean? It's not working, so hopefully it's not a game plan. But I don't know, man. I think ultimately the keys to victory for me were just putting that constant pressure on him, because I knew that keeping on his back foot would just eliminate a little bit of the danger coming from his length and the amount of tools and his shots, right? So close the distance on that guy was definitely a game plan, and that's why that fight looked like that, maybe, because I could not give him a chance to breathe. You know, I had to keep him on his back foot, try to keep him on his back, but then, you know, you're also dealing with a world-class jiu-jitsu, even though we haven't, like, you guys haven't seen it in the UFC, but he's still world-class jiu-jitsu, and I felt that, you know what I mean? Because, you know, I would like to consider myself also have world-class jiu-jitsu, but I could feel his top pressure, just his very, like, old school, old positional-based jiu-jitsu, which is very, you know, it's very underrated for MMA, because a lot of people go the other route. And, yeah, like, you could not make a mistake with him even on the mats. Or on the ground. So it was a good, like, you know, just like, yeah, you had to have played that sort of game with him, and also he's extremely tough. I would see a hard time people putting him away too. You know what I mean? Like, even his record even shows that he's very tough. So that's how that fight had to go. Hopefully that's not his game plan, though. You know what I mean? Like, he still hits hard. He still moved well. He still has a lot of tools, and he was dangerous, right? But we shut that down quick. And I've watched his brother too quite a few times. And just because I thought, you know, certain things on the mats might have passed down from brother to brother, whichever, and there was. So, you know, they train well.
Yeah, it was a great fight, and I enjoyed it. So I got a couple questions for you. So what got you into MMA? How did you start? Did you just wake up one day and you were like, I'm going to be a fighter, I'm going to be an MMA fighter, I'm going to be a champion, all that? Or did it take time and you started doing this and train this and that? And how was it? How did you get into MMA?
You know what? It's been so long. It's been so long. I can't, you know, like, it's crazy. But as you know, you can't stay in this without, like, you know, that burning. You gotta, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's gotta be, you know. I think I always wanted to do this. I always wanted to do it. I grew up in Calgary. I was playing, like, hockey and jiu-jitsu and all that stuff. Like, you know what I mean? I started off in jiu-jitsu. So, but I always want to do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, who would you like to fight next? I mean, I put up a picture of you next to Zhulgas Zhigulayev. He's coming off a great fight. Would you like to fight him next?
Honestly, if that's who they choose, that's who they choose. Like I know my role in this industry and in this sport. You know what I mean? You don't really get any chances or like choices, right? And
Yeah,
that's why like I'm still like a week out, like a week back, back in the gym because these everybody's tough. This division is so well rounded that it really fucking doesn't matter. You know what I mean? Like they're
exactly,
all tough. Like who you gonna pick? You know what I mean? They're all
exactly,
so well rounded. They're all exciting fights. They're all incredible matchups. You better be ready for all of them. So that's so I'm back in the gym. That's why.
yeah. So, uh, I, you're training right now. I wanna keep this thing going as fast as you can. Where do you see yourself in the next 2 years? 2023, 2024, 25. Where are you now? Where are you then? Where will you be? Like in the next 3 years? Do you see yourself as a champion, a top contender, ready for a title fight? Where do you see yourself in the next
Honestly,
couple of years?
I can't even see myself the next week. Like I am so short sighted when it comes to like what I'm saying. Like I take everything day by day, and moment by moment. And sometimes you start like looking way too far up ahead. You start forgetting about what's going on right now. So that's how I'm doing that. You know what I mean? I'm taking this day by day, fight by fight, moment by moment, and we're just gonna make the best of every single one of them.
Exactly. So so let's say when you joined the UFC, you had a rough start. I don't want to be an asshole and rub it in your face. You had a rough start. Now you got the win. Now UFC is like, okay. Do you think that with another win, they're gonna give you a ranked fighter, maybe top 15, top 5, top 10, top 15?
Uh, I do. Honestly, I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. Whatever the cards play out, however anything plays out, um, that's how that'll be, right? I can't really speculate on all that stuff, right? I would hope. I would
Yeah.
hope so. I definitely hope so, right?
You're a former champion. You've been a champion before. We all know you would love to be a UFC champion. How do you see a fight between you and Brandon Moreno go?
He's.
What are your keys to Defeating him?
I leave all the stuff like this up to my coaches, and I kind of like let them decide whether or not um what the game plans are and stuff like that because like sometimes I underestimate my abilities and they can really bring out the hot spots and especially when it comes to game time, right? So um yeah, that's it. I love Brandon Moreno though. Like when I first
He's a great guy.
yeah, when I first went down to the PI, he was like super. We were getting worked on it, like physiotherapy, and it was like sitting right beside me. And we started making jokes, and yeah, he's just like super, super chill and really nice guy. You know what I mean? There's absolutely nothing bad to say about that dude because he's like super cool. You know, and
Exactly.
it's good, and it's good for the division. You know what I mean? Like it's in a time where everybody's making smack talk and trash talk and just being like, bringing out some of the worst. It's good to have like that one dude that's super nice. You know.
Yeah. So you're a flyweight. You want to be a flyweight champion. A couple years ago, Demetrius Johnson was a champion. Division was getting boring. Are you happy that Demetrius Johnson lost and left the UFC so that Dana kept the flyweight division?
God no, I'm too much of an MMA fan just to ever wish that. You know what I mean? Like he was badass.
I mean,
Whatever
no,
happened
I mean,
behind the
but
scenes, whatever happened behind the
yeah,
scenes happened behind the scenes. You know what I mean? And maybe it took a little bit of rustling the feathers to get things mixed up. Um, but God no, man, that dude deserved to be still in there. Like he was so dominant over everybody. But you know, straight
yeah.
up.
I mean, what I mean is like that was Dana. We all know Dana. Dana's a guy who wants exciting fights out of good fighters. We all know when you're a champion and you defend your title maybe like 11, 12 times, there's nobody to fight. Let's say you start at number 15 and you go up to number 1. You beat everybody. And now he lost and they saved the flyweight division. Are you happy that happened? No, I'm not saying that just he lost, but Dana kept the flyweight division.
bro, I'm stoked that he still has the flyweight division.
Yeah,
I can't like whatever happened behind the scenes, what happened behind the scenes. Demetrius Johnson was incredible, bro.
yeah.
He
He's
was
an
incredible. That was smart.
incredible guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And some fans on Instagram, they say you look like him when you got a beard on. Have you
Yeah,
seen that?
I guess so. I don't see the
Yeah.
resemblance at all.
When you grow a beard, you
When I
look
grow a
like
beard,
you kind of look like him. Yeah.
I guess
When
so.
you got a beard, yeah,
Yeah.
kinda.
Bald guys with beards all look alike, right? Yeah.
I'm gonna shave my head and grow a beard. Maybe I'll look
You're
like
gonna
a
look
goat
just like
too.
me. You'll look just
Yeah.
like me.
That would be awesome. I would love that. Who doesn't want to look like you? A great fighter, a former champion. Who doesn't want that? Yeah. So, did you watch the fights last weekend? TJ Dillashaw, Corey Sandhagen.
I did not, unfortunately. I don't really watch. I don't want. I watch some fights, but not. I don't like to. Sometimes like
Yeah.
weekends is better for the family and just chilling in with
Yeah.
everybody.
So you didn't watch any of it, any highlights, anything like that.
All I saw was that jump knee that hit Jellishaw. That was it.
That did you see the cut on his face? That was gross.
Yeah.
I threw up. I threw up. My buddy knows. I threw up right in that trash can over there. That was gross. And when you saw that cut, did you think, oh, like before you know what happened, who won? If you had seen that cut, would you think that Corey Sandhagen got the win with a doctor stoppage because of that cut?
If it happened, it happened. But I guess it didn't happen, so it wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm so happy that they didn't stop the fight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So TJ Dillashaw just showed that he's not a EPO guy. He's not a cheater. Do you see yourself in the future maybe like moving up a weight class and fighting him?
I don't know. Honestly, I like where I'm at right now, and the weight's good.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
what how much do you weigh right now? What how much do you weigh right now?
About 170.
You're walking around 170. How's the weight cut? Is it really hard? Is it super?
Oh no, it's beautiful. It's not bad. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so someone needs to tell that to Davison Figueiredo because he weighs maybe like 150 pounds and he's struggling to make the weight.
Yeah. Those guys eat a lot down. They eat a lot.
Yeah, they're Brazilians. We are kind of the same
That
too,
steakhouse.
Yeah.
Steakhouse is nice.
Yeah, you see my face. I'm like 200 pounds. I used to be a featherweight. Now I'm like a light heavyweight. Yeah.
Yeah.
I actually had a fight coming up a couple of days ago. It got canceled because of coronavirus. It was supposed to happen last year. Then fucking COVID hit, and it got pushed and pushed and pushed. How's the COVID situation going over there? Are you guys done with the COVID?
Things are finally starting to open back up.
Thank God.
But, yeah, you know what I mean. We're in a big city, right? And there's a lot of traveling going on here too. So
Yeah.
it's it's slow. It's slow to get back open because they don't want to shut. We've been shut down like 3 times already.
Yeah, we just got shut down last week.
Yeah, so people are kind of fed up with the whole shutdown thing. A lot of businesses are hurting. A lot of people are struggling. So we're kind of over it.
Yeah. So big fight card coming up. UFC Vegas 33. Who you got in the main event? Sean Strickland, Uriah Hall.
I gotta go with the Jamaican Uriah Hall.
Yeah, you're Jamaican. He's Jamaican.
Yeah, that's how I picked those fights.
How do you think he's gonna win? Is he gonna win by knockout, decision, submission? How do you think he's gonna beat him?
I don't know. I honestly, man, when people ask me about fights, like it's pretty bad. I would be like, okay, he's gonna finish by first round guillotine. I'm the worst when it comes to this stuff. I see I think he's like more of like a striker. So, but like for me to call fight, bro, it's like I'm so bad at it.
Yeah, striker. Someone says I don't count submissions. Conor McGregor jumps guillotine. Who knows what's gonna happen?
Exactly, and that's what makes it fun. You know what I mean? That's what makes it fun.
Yeah, he goes. I'm 19-1. I only count knockouts, all of that, and then he jumps guillotine. That was surprising. Were you surprised when he jumped guillotine?
Khabib?
No, Conor. When he jumped guillotine on Poirier.
Bro, would you believe I didn't even watch that fight?
You didn't watch it. You don't watch any of the fights.
Oh man. No.
So I'm not gonna ask you anymore about fights in the future fights or all that.
Yeah, I'm either training or just yeah. That's it.
Yeah. So, what are your thoughts on these YouTube guys? This Jake Paul dude, this Logan Paul calling out MMA fighters. Trying to build the hype train and all that. What are your thoughts on those guys? Those little dingbats.
It's smart. They got a lot of like marketing because they're channels, and if they can sell a fight, they can sell a fight. You're right. And if the guys can throw down and they're willing to throw down, then that's it.
Yeah, I mean, I would be fine with them just fighting guys, but they're just so disrespectful of the MMA community. They call MMA guys like grapplers. You guys don't have any hands. All your power you just throw vials. I don't know. They come and pick the worst guys. They beat them, and they be like, "Oh, we're gonna beat the crap out of all the MMA guys." Do you feel disrespected by those comments by the Paul brothers?
I don't honestly. I didn't even know who they were till their last show.
Same here. We don't know who the fuck they are.
Yeah, I don't watch. Not a preteen, so I don't watch YouTube videos. Yeah. Idiots.
Who knew who's Jake Paul? I didn't know who Jake Paul was.
Yeah.
I kind of knew Logan because Logan's got a podcast and he did a podcast with Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren and all those guys. He brought Chuck Liddell in, and you see what he did there. He brings in MMA guys, and we go and watch them. So we kind of find out about them. They're so smart, man.
That's it.
Yeah, that's all their game plan.
Well, cool show. They brought up Snoop Dogg, so that was sick.
Yeah, I didn't watch that one. I don't watch those guys. I got a little bit of respect for Logan, because he's the one fighting real fighters. He fought Floyd Mayweather, and then he's gonna fight Anderson Silva. I got a little bit of respect for Logan, but Jake's a douchebag. I hate the guy. If they say, "Hey, you want to fight Jake?" I will gladly fight him or put him to sleep. He might have 5 years of experience. I was training since the day I came out of my mom, all of that. I would fight him and I would beat him. So, Jake Paul, if you're watching by any chance, I'm coming for you, motherfucker. And I'm going to censor that. I just call that Jake Paul.
I like it.
Will you be in my corner if I fight Jake Paul? That's the question.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, as a coach, yeah.
Easy.
You want to see that guy out cold, right?
No. But if you're fighting him, I'll be in your corner. So.
Yeah, I'm gonna fight him sooner or later. I'm gonna fight that guy. I swear that I will fight him. We'll cross paths. So one last question: who do you think is the MMA GOAT? Any organizations, it doesn't matter.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Anybody that, with the old school Team Tompkins guys, Mark Hominick, Sam Stout, real exciting Canadian fighters. GSP, even though he's not Team Tompkins. GSP. You know what? I got to root for all the Canadian fighters. Yeah. Patrick Tay, David Luazzo. Those are the GOATs. Canada, it's hard, man, for Canada to get in there. So, you know what I mean? If you have a name and you're a Canadian.
Yeah. So let's say someone comes to you and says, GSP, Habib, who's the GOAT? Difference between GSP and who's the GOAT? Because, for me, John Jones is out of the picture because of all those drug stuff and, all those stuff, all the testing positives and all that. So he's kind of out of the picture.
Holy shit! Sorry, I forgot Yves Jaboyan. That's Canadian guy too. Sick. Sorry. The goal between I would still say like because Khabib's like newer. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I love GSP, right? But Khabib's kind of
Yeah.
stayed in it for like a long time. You know,
Yeah.
he's not as old.
We didn't see. I would love to see Habib fight again. One more fight. I would love to see Habib one more fight. One last time in Dagestan. Maybe they could fill in the arena in Dagestan one last time. Would you like to fight on that card if they ever make Habib fight again? Would you like to be on that card?
If they had a card like that would be a cool card to be on.
Yeah. So I don't got any more questions. Anything you want to say, man?
Hey, thanks for having me on the show, my man. Anytime.
Thank you. So, but before you go, I got one more question.
Okay.
Give us a rate this podcast 1 to 10. Give us a
This
number.
one is a fire 9 billion.
Thank you so much, my man. You're a great fighter. Looking forward to your next fight. Thank you so much for coming on. And we'll catch you on the next time. All right, man?
Thanks, bro.
See you soon. Peace
Take care.
out. Take care.